Namaste, yogis. Welcome to your Friday flow. I'm Carter, and today's practice we are going to play a little hide and seek with our sensation within the body. Let's get to our mat. All right, yogis, we're going to step into Warrior One. So left foot steps forward. Open up that stance. Take that back foot so the back foot is rooted down. Press into the ball of the foot. Lift your heel up and rotate this right hip forward. So you have a nice little rotation of the right hip, and this back foot is like maybe 45 degrees. Bend and straighten the left knee. Square the shoulders to the front of your mat. Root through the heel and the ball of the foot. Reach your arms up. Vira Bhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. So when I say we're doing hide and seek, we're going to be micro adjusting through practice so we kind of feel the edges of the body, right? So in your Warrior 1 pose, ribs and belly draw in. Tuck the tailbone so you're taking a little of that curvature out of your back. When you do that, this right hip's going to rotate a little bit forward, and you're going to maybe feel this right hip flexor. If you don't, bend this left knee more. If the knee passes the ankle, scoot that left foot forward. Once again, now we're just going to move the hips right and left, so we're going to kind of go side to side. Find that sensation. Soften the left toes again. And then interlace your fingers behind your back. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, straighten the elbows, and rotate your pelvis a little, or your torso, a little to the right. So when you come forward, that left shoulder has the ability to drop in the inside of the left knee. You may not go that far, but if you do, you can draw the arms off the lower back. If you're coming forward, you're probably feeling the weight into the left foot. So bring your awareness to your right foot, push towards the back of your mat as you ignite that right leg. Belly draws up and in. Inhale, lift yourself on up. Release your hands, open them up nice and far towards the ceiling. Twist to the right, swivel that back foot, and open up the legs a little. Gaze over the left fingers. All right, soften all 10 toes. Squeeze your heels towards one another. Tuck your tailbone, draw your ribs and belly in. Take your right hand under your right hip, right in that crease of that right hip. Swivel your left palm up. Reach the left arm straight up towards the ceiling. Take your right thumb and massage that crease of the right hip. And I want you to put a little bit of pressure there as you bend your left knee and drop this right groin a little bit towards the floor. Once you do that, slide this left arm over your left ear until you find a little bit of extension and length through the right ribs. And you can keep pressing and massaging in this hip, or you can just press as that right groin drops into it. So you're probably feeling a little bit of heat in that left quadricep. So let's take this right hand, reach up and grab the left wrist, pull towards the back of the mat as you straighten the left knee. So once again, we're trying to create a little bit of space between the left ribs. Big inhale. And then inhale, lift your torso on up, hands to hips. Rotate your pelvis front to back. So you can kind of feel what's going on in the groins, and then you can rotate front and back, side to side, right? Maybe like little hula hoops. And then we're going to take this right hip, we're going to draw it back towards the back of the mat, we're going to lean our torso forward. So from tailbone to the crown of the head is nice and tall. And extend the left arm out in front of us and reach as far forward as you can and keep your torso where it is. Drop your left arm down. Shake it out. Take the back of the hand inside that left leg, and as you press, use that as leverage to draw this right shoulder and right hip back. Right arm reaches straight up. So we're stacking the shoulders. Now, if you get your hand to the floor, awesome, no problem. You're still trying to stack the right shoulder on top of left shoulder. If you're not feeling enough, you take this left arm on the outside of that left leg. If you're dropping in the right shoulder and right hip and you're trying to collapse, then I want you to come back up. Okay? One more deep, full breath. Inhale, come on up. Hands to hips. Right foot steps forward about halfway. Swivel the hips towards the front of your mat. Take your right arm underneath your left arm. Right hand grabs left wrist or palm. So eagle arms if you can get there. If you can't, keep the hands to the shoulders. The movement's the same. We're trying to get the triceps parallel to the floor, and we're drawing the shoulders down and away from the ears. If you do have the hands, they can come a little bit away from the face as you create that space. Draw the awareness to your hips. So left hip is drawing back, left knee is straight, and left quadricep is engaged. Hinge forward, not down, forward as far as you can. Draw the shoulders down and away from the ears, and then ease yourself down until you feel like it's enough. And you can pause at any point where it feels like it's enough. If you feel your left quadricep, your left thigh, is soft and not engaged, micro bend your left knee. That'll ignite the leg. Tuck the chin a little bit. Give yourself another deep, full breath. Exhale, release your arms, give them a shake. Bend your left knee enough to get your right hand down. Draw your left shoulder back. Reach your left arm up towards the ceiling, and then start to straighten that left knee the best you can. Now, if you do have a block or something and you're tight in the hamstring, this is a nice option here. Or it could be like a table or something, right? Whatever you can get a hold of. This is reversed triangle or revolved triangle. One more deep, full breath. Left hand comes down, nose towards the left knee, right leg comes off the ground, standing splits. Roll your right ankle, wiggle your toes, bend and straighten the right knee a couple times, and then step your right foot next to your left foot. Inhale, come up halfway, flatten your back, lift your chin and chest. And then exhale, bend the knees, plant your hands, walk, step, or float top of a push-up. Your choice. You can go knees, floor into cobra, or halfway down to up dog. Ease yourself into down dog and give yourself a couple deep, full breaths. Pedal your feet and knees, wag your tail. And again, in your down dog, you're searching around for sensation. Right? Find the body. And maybe feel something you've never felt before. Or maybe you haven't felt it in the last couple days. One more deep, full breath. Bring your big toes together. Right heel towards the ceiling. Right foot steps between the hands. Swivel your back foot. Let's come into warrior one, other side. So I want you to take your time getting into it. So you're rooting through the ball of the left foot. You're pushing the heel back as you draw the left hip forward. And then you can step this right foot in a place that feels right. Bend and straighten the knee. Square the shoulders to the front of the mat. Arms reach up. Palms are facing one another so the shoulders are in their sockets. Let's play a little bit with the legs here. So again, ribs and belly drawing, tuck the tailbone. That's going to rotate that pelvis forward, and you're going to get it in that left hip flexor. You're pushing through the heel, outside of the left foot, and then maybe you're lifting the left arch of that left foot. Right knee bends, doesn't pass the ankle. You're rooting through the ball of the foot and the heel so the toes are soft. Draw the shoulders down and away, and then let's interlace our fingers behind our back. Opposite thumb comes on top. Squeeze the shoulder blades, straighten the elbows. A little rotation to the left with the torso, hinge at the waist. You can draw the arms off the lower back until you feel like it's enough. Maybe some people can get their crown of their head to the floor. I can't. I'm okay with that. All right, so find the pose. So push through the outside of that left foot. Legs are both working. If you're hinging forward, you're not just letting the torso hang. You're holding it, right? And you're breathing. Inhale, slowly come on up. Oh. Release your arms, stretch them up nice and tall. Twist to your left, swivel that back foot a little. Open up the stance, arms open up. So in your warrior two pose, the legs are almost as wide as your arms. So if you drop the fingers, they're kind of like at the toes and ankles kind of variation. Left hand, left hip. A little massage. Feel that area. Press a little into that hand, and you're going to sink low into that right knee. So with your right palm up, reach it straight up. Exalt warrior to start with. So you get a sense of where you are. That left groin's dropping down. There's some pressure on that left hand, and there's maybe a massage going on over there. Feels pretty good. And then as you sink low into your right knee, you're just going to slide that right arm over your right ear, and then you're going to find this extension through the outside of the right shoulder, right ribs. So through your inhalation, you're extending and reaching. Left hand can press down for more in that left groin. And again, if that right knee passes the ankle, you scoot the foot forward. And you're probably feeling that heat again in that right thigh. So let's take that left hand, reach up and grab the right wrist, pull towards the back of the room, straighten the right knee and lengthen. Ooh. Inhale, lift the torso up, hands to hips. Move the hips around. So front of the back, back of the mat, back and forward. Maybe a little hula hooping. And then once that's feeling pretty malleable, left hip draws back, torso leans forward, right arm reaches forward. So this extension, and then drop the right arm down. Try not to get somewhere, like try not to get to the floor. Because when you try to get to the floor, this left shoulder may drop down, and you're like, I made it, and then all of a sudden the integrity of your spine is a little bit of a mess. So find the extension, that's where you are. If you feel like you need more, you're always welcome to go farther. Back of the right hand presses in the inside of that right leg for leverage to draw the left shoulder and left hip back. Left arm reaches up. So these subtle details will help us find the sensations, those little sensations. And we're giving ourselves a breath or two so we can move around in the pose to find what we need. Nice. Inhale, come on up. Hands to hips. Left foot steps forward about halfway. And keep in mind, these micro adjustments, always a good idea to do in any practice, not just this one. All right, so trying to square your hips to the front of your mat. You won't because you're not on the toe. You're still rooted down through like a warrior one back foot. So there's the rotation, shoulders square, left arm underneath right arm. So the right arm's on top. Squeeze the shoulder blades, or left hand grabs right wrist. If you ever feel it in the wrists or in the elbows, keep the hands to the shoulders. Elbows are up, shoulders are down. And if you have the hands, they come a little bit away from the face. As you draw your right hip back, the right knee straightens, and again, engage your right quadricep. All right? So a lot of times when we lock the knee, we get a soft quadricep, and it may get there too, so just bring your awareness to it. So elbows forward, and then down slowly. Awareness to the right quadricep, and again, if you're locking the knee and you're feeling that quadricep soft, micro bend the knee. Now breathe. It's a quite challenging pose, at least for me. I'm fairly tight in hamstrings, always have been. And so it is a little bit of time for my body to respond to me. And then I can find the subtleties and details of that sensation. Unwind the arms, shake it on out. Bend the right knee enough to get the left hand down below the shoulder. And again, if you have a block, bolster, whatever you can hold on to. If you're tight in the hamstring, you do that. If not, you can keep the right knee bent as you twist and open, right arm reaches up. So this is a challenging pose for me. As I lift my right hip and straighten my right knee, it shows up pretty intensely in that right hamstring. Right shoulder's trying to stack on the left shoulder. Again, we're trying not to be too concerned about the range of motion. We're just concerned about the sensation. Nice, right hand comes down, nose towards knee, and then lift that left leg off the ground, standing splits. Shake out that left leg, maybe bend and straighten the knee a few times, maybe a curtsy squat if you like. And when you're ready, left foot matches next to the right foot. Inhale, halfway up, flatten your back, lift your chin and chest. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, walk, step, or float back to the top of a push-up. Your choice through movement. We're going to end up in down dog, so you can go there through chaturanga. You can go there from knees, floor cobra. But take your time. 2 breaths in down dog. Pedal the feet, pedal the knees. Then we're going to drop the knees down. We're going to come into table. We're going to do a little bit of movement. So I want you to scoot yourself back so your toes are on the back of your mat. You're going to straighten your right knee, and then you're going to take your right knee towards your belly and chest, and then you're going to stack the right knee on top of the left knee. And then you're going to walk the hands forward about an inch or so, and then you're going to do the same thing with the left leg. So extend the left leg, draw the left knee towards the belly chest, stack the left knee on top of right knee, walk the hands a little forward, do it again. Extend your right leg, knee towards belly chest, stack right knee on top of left knee, maybe a little bit of movement from side to side as you walk your hands forward, and do it again. Left leg, left knee on top of right knee, walk it forward, right knee on top of left knee. Let's do it till you get to the front of your mat, and then you're going to reverse it. So you're going to take the top knee, bring it behind the back knee, walk it back. Again, you can straighten it, you can shake it out, and then you can bring it back, or you can just kind of bring it back. Keep in mind that we're not racing. It's not a race. We're going to get to the point where we're at the middle of our mat. So if you're not there, kind of walk yourself back in the middle of your mat. And I want your right knee to be on top of your left knee. So you're going to end up right knee on top of left knee. You're going to look between your arms, and you're going to bring your feet out wide. And then we're going to slowly lower the hips back. This isn't very fast. You're going to have to take your time. Now, if you're really tight in hips, you may need to take a pillow or a blanket, slide it underneath your hips. We're moving into Gomukhasana. Now, Gomukhasana is very deep hip opener. If you're just not able to get to it, slide your right shin on top of your left shin, or your right leg in front of your left leg. So if Gomukhasana is not available, just make sure that you sit in a cross-legged pose. It's comfortable. Now, if you're doing Gomukhasana, I want your feet to be in the same location. So meaning that I don't want one foot forward and one foot back. As you bring your shins forward, it's going to be more intense. So if you can't get this back foot forward, bring them both back. All right, so you can stack knees, knee on top of knee. As you bring the shins a little bit more forward, it's going to get a little bit more intense. And you're not going to pass parallel, so make sure that that's sitting okay. Wherever you are, lengthen through your torso. If you're in Gomukhasana, lean a little to your right to invite the right hip towards the floor. Take your right hand to the floor. Take your left hand to the right knee and gently twist to the right. If you're needing more, slide that left arm on the outside of the right thigh and gently twist. And if you're not in Gomukhasana, it's the same thing. So it's either stacked as you twist to the right, maybe the arm over, same thing with cross-legged. So whatever variation of your legs that are working, do that. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. Another breath. You can move the torso up and down. You can move a little bit from side to side to find the subtleties. And if you're in Gomukhasana, you don't have to move far. Things will show up quickly. Back to center, hinge forward if you need more sensation. So for a lot of us in Gomukhasana, this is it, right? This feels pretty good. It's manageable. Knees are okay. Ankles are okay. Coming forward can be quite intense. Could be a little bit of pressure on the knees. So if you're feeling it, back off. We never want to grit our teeth through sensation in the joints, because like in an hour or so, it may be even worse. So joints are takes precedence. So making sure that those joints are feeling pretty good. Big inhale, slow exhale. And then come on up. All right, so we're going to rotate for the other side. It's a fun little transition I like to do. You can try it if you like. you can take both hands down to the floor by your left hip. You're going to press through the outsides of the feet. You're going to roll on the balls of the feet, and you're going to find yourself in the other way. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, you may want to watch. So I'm going to press down. This is super exciting. And lift on up. Roll into the heels. Walk yourself in a half circle. Left knee on top of right knee. Oh, fancy. You can rewind that if you want to watch it again. Okay, keep in mind right side, left side, probably different. So for me, this is much tighter. So I'm going to have to draw my feet back a little. I'm going to have to work my knees. And again, if I'm feeling anything in the knees, I just like, nope, that ain't working. I'm doing double pigeon, or I'm going to do cross-legged pose. You can always use sitting on a bolster or a block. As you lift your hips, you'll have more access as well. Lengthen. If you're in Gomukhasana, lean a little to the left, drop the left hip bone towards the floor, and then take the left hand by the hip. Right hand to the left knee as you twist, or maybe the arm on the outside of the knee. Big inhale, slow exhale. Again, micro adjust. Find that pose. Find the subtleties and sensation in the body. Soften into it. And back to center. Hinge forward if you need more sensation. Ooh. 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 I often watch yoga videos on YouTube, and I'm always like, how do these yogis do their practice without making all kinds of noise? I'm always like, oh man, that's a doozy. Or breathing hard, right? No one's huffing and puffing. Like, what's going on? I may have to like super edit all my videos so all my moans and groans are out. Oh, that's a doozy. Woo-hoo. Inhale. Come on up. All right, my favorite part about Gomukhasana, coming out. Hands behind us, lean back. Oh yeah, unwind the legs. Extend the legs out in front of us, shake them out. Point and flex the feet a few times, and then come forward a little bit, move the flesh from under your sit bones. Let's do a forward fold. So flex the feet, internally rotate the thighs. Lengthen through the torso, so when the knees are locked, the lower back is flat. So hinge at the pelvis, belly button towards the thighs. Try to resist the desire to reach and extend with the arms. And see what happens here. We round through the back and the shoulders are up towards our ears like earrings. And we don't want to do that because we just open everything up. So heart opens, hinge at the waist, hands can just soften. If you need like a little bit of leverage, you can take a strap around the feet and you can pull, or you can grab underneath the knees and give yourself a little bit of movement that way. The inhalation lengthens through spine, and it's belly button towards thighs. And again, we're always concerned about sensation, not necessarily how it looks, especially when we're practicing at home by ourselves. No worries, right? Inhale, come on up, bend the knees, bring the soles of the feet together. We're going to search again for sensation. So the first movement is long spine. The next movement is belly button towards heels. Then there's movement side to side. There's pressing maybe into the elbow or into the knee or groin, right? You can kind of twist a little. You can go forward. All this movement is intimacy. It's communication to your body. So important, especially when a lot of us are stuck in the head, right? We're calculating and we're scheduling and we're like, what's going to happen after lunch? What's going to happen on this weekend, or this thing or that thing? And the body's like tapping us, like, will you pay attention to me? And then we don't. And then what happens is like we throw out our back or hurt our neck, and then we have to take care of it. So I want to do this before the body yells at us. Inhale, come on up, hands on the outsides of the knees, lift the knees up. Feet to the floor, find your way to your back. So knees are bent, flat on your back. We're going to do bridge pose. So heels are close to the hips, so if the hands are by the side body, you could feel the heels. Draw your chin towards your chest so you're long through the back of the neck. Take the curvature of your back to the floor, engage the belly, lift the tailbone, and then slowly roll the spine up. And then once you get up to the shoulder blades, you can rock a little side to side as you squeeze your shoulder blades. If it's available, interlace your fingers behind your back and try to straighten the elbows. Push the triceps, sides of the hands into the ground. Lift the hips. Feel the space between the bottom of the ribs and the hips, or the pelvis. Keeping the chin towards the chest, square, so you don't have to look at the TV or your monitor, because then the head may be rotating. You can come onto your toes if you need more sensation, and you're always welcome to lift one foot. Could be towards the front of the room or maybe up towards the ceiling if you feel like you need that. If you do lift one foot, give yourself enough time to switch. Keep breathing. Movement is good. Hips from side to side, lifting. Maybe making adjustments with your hands. You can maybe extend your arms up over your head. Sometimes that's kind of fun. And when you're ready, slowly lower all the way down. Keep your knees bent. Keep your heels close to your hips, but separate your feet as wide as your mat. Let your knees fall in towards one another so they touch. And then gently let the knees drop right and left. So you're just going to move from side to side to find some mobility in the lower back. And then bring those feet a little bit closer together. Take your right knee, stack it on top of the left knee. Draw the thighs towards the belly, chest. Squeeze them in. And then let those knees drop to the left. Right arm reaches out like a wing, and soften your right shoulder blade towards the floor as the chin drops towards the right shoulder. The left hand could rest on the knee, the hip, or the thigh as you draw it down and away. Or you can just extend your left arm like a wing as well. Belly softens, lower back softens. The breath becomes a little bit more of a whisper as we start to wind down from practice. And then inhale. Knees come back up to center. Unfold the legs. And then switch. So left knee on top of right knee. Draw the thighs or knees towards the belly, chest. Squeeze them in. Let the knees drop to the right. Arms open up, or right hand on the outside, left knee, hip or thigh. Left shoulder blade softens as it drifts towards the floor. Chin drops towards the left shoulder. Eyes can be open or closed. Big inhales, slow exhales. All right, knees back up to center. Oh, unfold the legs. Draw both knees towards the belly, chest. Squeeze them in. If you need more sensation, happy baby is available. You can reach in between the legs as you grab the bottoms of the feet. Ankles come over the knees. Separate those feet as you draw the knees down towards the floor by the rib cage, and you can rock a little side to side, kind of like you're guiding a boat or a sailboat as you move around. And when you're ready, Shavasana. Heels find the corners of your mat. Use blankets, pillows, bolsters, whatever you need to support your body. And we're doing a little Shavasana today, so it's maybe 2-3 minutes. If you have time to stay for an extra 5 or 10 minutes, please do that. Left hand to heart, right hand to belly. Soften your lower back. Bring your awareness to your back body. That's the parts of the body resting on the floor. Allow each one of those parts of your body to melt into your mat. So the back of your head, shoulder blades, elbows, hips, calves, heels. Through every exhalation, let go of whatever you're holding on to. Through your inhalation, invite something new into your day or life. Feel the lightness in your front body. That's like your toes, your hips, your chest, your nose, your eyelashes, maybe your forehead, your cheeks. So the exhalation, we're letting go of those things that may be heavy, the things that create anxiety, fear, I don't know, anger. We just kind of let go of those things. The inhalation is possibility. The things that inspire us, that get us excited, that make us float. And as we find our way in between these two, we find stillness. Just rest here. And once again, if you have the time and the space just to stay here for a few more minutes, please give yourself that gift. If your day is waiting for you, allow your breath to deepen and slowly start to wiggle the fingers and toes. Bring your ankles closer towards one another. Extend your arms up over your head. Stretch from your fingers all the way down to your toes. Get long, 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 long. And on the exhalation, just relax and soften. A little bit of gratitude for this amazing body that we have. No matter how many times we critique ourselves and wish that we were something else, we are still quite amazing. So let's shift our perception to what we can do, not to what we can't do. Draw the knees towards the belly, wrap your arms around your legs, give yourself a little love. Right arm reaches up over your head, roll to your right side. A moment to acknowledge our the grace that has been given unto us to have an opportunity for the rest of this day, to move, to feel, to experience, to play. So let's not let one moment slip through our fingers. Pressing your hands into the floor, bring yourself on up, comfortable seat. Take your left hand to your heart. Take your right hand on top of it. Tuck the chin. Feel this moment. Namaste. Nice work, yogis. If you like this practice, give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions, comments, please leave it in the comment section below. And please subscribe to my channel so you can keep updated on all the yoga practices. Take care of yourself. I love you, and peace.